Hey, this is Chris,
And Matt?
and you're watching Smoketown Outdoors. And today we're going to take you guys on an outdoor adventure to find deer antler sheds.
Today we're going to do a brief intro for the beginner to find some shed antlers. Today we're out in Washington County, Maryland on some public but non-huntable property. I've already found one antler on this, I don't know, it's probably a couple thousand acres. I found two actually, one fresh and one that was a couple years old. So first you want to run through a list of sort of what to pack and places to look. Well, for one, backpack, I bring a pair of binos. For glassing fields if I need to. I don't do it too often. I like getting out and walking. GPS must have, especially out here so we can maintain boundary lines on public property. I don't want to trespass on some private property. And the real trick for me is a throw antler, is what a lot of guys will call it. Something to throw in front of you to train your eyes what to look for, especially guys who can't find antlers or who are just starting. This has been a game changer for me. I've probably, increased my shed find by 3 times since I started using a throw antler. Some other stuff I bring, some water, obviously. Bring a saw in case I find a dead head. Check your state regulations to make sure that you can actually take those heads. Maryland, I don't think you can. I just bring a saw anyways. I also bring some turkey calls with me. Spring turkey is about a month and a half down the road, so I bring my calls out here as I'm walking around. I practice doing some yelps and cuts and those types of things.
Sounds good. Let's get to walking. We're on public land where we're allowed to be, we're allowed to hike, but you can't hunt here, so all the deer are protected. Tons of cover. There's a corn, soybean fields back here, all the food they can eat, so there's zero pressure. The only thing that's bothering these deer are probably coyotes. So the likelihood of us finding an antler is pretty good. We just gotta keep going. Gotta keep hiking. Turns out it's just a little bone. Nice big old bug scrape. Tell it's a bedding area because the grass is all matted down here. There's actually a ton of deer poop, and it's on a southern facing slope. Not sure if you can tell, but this is sloping downwards towards a creek. The deer usually lay on the southward facing slope because that's where the sun is more likely to hit them and warm them up as they're bedding down. Damn, dude! Check this one out.
Just fine.
Yeah, buddy. Nice, what would be an 8-pointer, I think. Sweet. Your attention around some obstacles. I'm not sure if you can see, but we have a deer trail that intersects with this downed tree, so the deer would naturally have to hop over it. Might jostle some antlers loose, and if you keep following this trail, it then intersects with this little dried up creek bottom. So again, if the deer has to try to hop over it, it might jostle an antler loose. All right,
Just closing out.
yeah, so that's a wrap. We found what? 2 antlers today, 1 shed, 1 looked like it kind of broke off in a fight or something. I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. We saw a lot of good signs of bucks today, but I guess maybe it's a little too soon in the season.
Yeah, it's pretty early in Maryland. I'm still getting pictures of bucks carrying racks, but we found sheds.
Just to recap, tip number 1, get good gear, right? Matt's got on some binoculars,
Yeah, I got some
his
Vortex
GPS.
Diamondback binos. These are pretty great. I'm using a Garmin Oregon 300 GPS with topo maps loaded on it, which I absolutely love. Under Armour boots. I prefer thick pants, something like some Carhartt pants. What do they call that? The fire hose material, something that thorns and things can't get through. I've got my Badlands day pack, my super day pack that I'm a huge fan of, and my Yeti cap.
Hey, I'm wearing a Yeti cap too.
There you go.
I'm wearing samesies. Tip number 2 would be just look for signs of life, right? So look for scrapes, rubs, deer shit, deer poop,
or scrubs.
scrubs. Right, so that wherever the deer are, wherever the bucks are, that's where you're more likely to find deer antlers. Check the terrain too, right? So you're more likely to find antlers at the bottom of a creek or near a fence, wherever the deer have to jump to traverse terrain. Higher likelihood of them falling off.
Bring your throw antler.
Throw antler.
I think it works. And walk. I mean, if you go out once and you don't find an antler, don't give up.
I think we probably walked 2 miles today at least.
At least.
We were out here for 2 hours.
I average on a season 40 hours worth of walking, and I probably average 5 sheds in a season. So you're not going to find 5 and 6 sheds every time you walk, especially when you're on public property or small plots like we typically hunt here in Maryland.
All right, so I'm Chris.
And Matt.
This is Smoketown Outdoors. Thanks for watching. Let's go get a beer.
I got 2 at the house.